Hiya folks, it's Kikoskia here, and welcome back to Let's Play Betrayal at Krondor. And when last we left off, we managed to get back to the store in time. We had one ration apiece to spare, and we got more food, and more healing, which means we can safely go back to exploring Elvander Forest. We're currently over here, far off the beaten path, because the spyglass told me there's something down in this area. Fortunately, we were able to spot this moredhel spellcaster before we pressed forward too far. So let's step forward. Preoccupation had dulled his senses. Aware as if someone had thrown water over him during pleasant dream, Oywn grabbed Gorath's shoulder. Don't move. There's something very not right about the ground before us. Uh-oh, it's a trap. It's a trap with a, with a wizard. Right. You hit there. You hit here. So the wizard is going to, stand there. We're gonna do this for a bit, and hopefully we can, kill you. Which then means that we can have Gorath move forward and hit the wizard. Good thing too, because if we... Not quite what I was anticipating there, Gorath, but sure. Still worked. Still worked. Oh my, that still worked. Right. Time to heal a bit. I was hoping you wouldn't run over to the left-hand side of the spellcaster, but we ended up surviving. Right. So I need you to no longer be held by that spell. Okay, you're no longer held by the spell. Good. So just defend for a bit while you do some healing, because we're going to have Skin of the Dragon deal with the rest of the spell damage here. That was 100 damage we took from that trap. If we'd have encountered this trap in Chapter 1, that would have just killed us. Just goes to show how powerful we've become that that did not kill us. Right, we are now as strong as we'll be. So, we need to find Skin of the Dragon, which I do believe is here. And we'll do that. There we go. You can now move forward and get hit by the fireball. This is fine. We'll heal up a bit. Wait. Heal, and out we go. He was alive. Oh, I am not going to be able to find the body in all of this. Also, strength 23. Where is the body? Oh, just this body is no. There is no way I'm going to be able to find this body here. Just trees. Trees as far as the eye can see. I hope that body didn't have anything good on it, because, no. I'm going to have a quick look around and see if we can find any angle where I can see it. The answer is no. The answer is absolutely not. Like, look at that. It's just undergrowth and foliage and no. Oh, well. Probably wasn't anything good. And then it was something good. Oh, well. Right, we need to, where are we? We are... Oh, we travelled quite a ways. We want to go south here, don't we? We want to go south. They were not alone. Gorath's pulse quickened as he saw a lone figure approach. When it became apparent they were not being attacked, he relaxed a bit, squinted slightly in an attempt to see who was about to join them. If you had not slain that wyvern, I am grateful, but I beg you go from this place, cousin, and take with you the evil you have brought. You may not take what will not have you. You cannot harm what will not be harmed. You and your people belong among your own. I do not raid with your kin. Grant me passage, Elvander. I have come to look upon the face of a shining moon. The old tongue. I think then your coming will be well received in Elvander. Tell my mother and war leader Tomas I am well, and will continue on toward Marlin to meet the moredhel there. Perhaps we can yet put a halt to their raids. What's the shining moon? Is it Elvander? She, not it, young human friend. Your companion refers to our queen, Aglarana. In your tongue, it means something like shining moon. Is the way to Elvander passable? The attacks directed by the moredhel have made travel a difficulty. Fires are burning all across Elvander, and the spellweavers are hard-pressed to attend to them all. Most roads are impassable, but the western pass was clear last I heard of it. Let's talk about survival. I'm surprised you've been able to survive alone with the moredhel raiding over your borders. How have you escaped? The moredhel can do little harm to the elendhel within Elvander, and they would be fools to try. It would take remarkable strength of will for a moredhel to enter the forest with any evil intent, and even a more remarkable will for him to survive such an attempt. It is part of the magic that protects our home. What about Gorath? He hasn't had any problems entering the forest. You have not told the boy? My returning is of no consequence to him. He has his own quest to fulfill. Returning? You mean you've been here before? You will understand certain things later, should events unfold as I imagine. There is still the matter of your survival to deal with, however. Though our cousin Gorath moves with great grace, you are not so sure-footed. For your part in my rescue, I should like to teach you a way to move the elven way. What about Gorath? It is not custom between our kin, but if you wish it, I will teach him what I know of using a crossbow. Come, we cannot be long at this. Callan waited. Seated cross-legged on the ground, he watched through half-lidded eyes as Oywn approached from a thick copse of trees. Though he still moved with little grace, he had made remarkable improvement in a short time. Do I move like an elf now? Oywn asked, a look of eager anticipation written on his face. I wouldn't try to sneak up on the War Leader as yet, but yes, you have learned a bit, the elf replied. Why don't you go around and try it again? You were still rustling the leaves as you approached. Once the boy was gone, Callan shifted his gaze to study Gorath's progress with the crossbow. Though it was readily apparent the moredhel was capable of doing great damage with the weapon, his concentration was elsewhere. I'm told the call can be painful if one is uncertain of their feelings, Callan said. You need not endure the pain. We will welcome you no matter who or what you might have been to us in the past. Gorath nodded without looking at the elf, his gaze fixed straight ahead as he recited his crossbow with trembling hands and fired into the undergrowth. Hey! Oywn shouted in the distance. Crashing back through the brush, he re-entered the clearing. Could you be a little more careful where you're firing that thing? That last shot came far too close to me. Rising to his feet, Callan shook his head. Then it is time her lessons came to an end. Let's talk about the wyverns. How have you been holding off the wyverns? I would have thought this many of them could have burned Elvander to the ground. Fortunately, the spells the moredhel have been using to control them aren't too strong or too complicated. Even with what little knowledge I have about magic, Tathar managed to teach me a cantrip that will turn them away. Sounds like it might come in useful. If you have time, do you think you could teach it to me? You can have the scroll I studied. I don't think I will need it any longer, though I warn you, you'll need to find one of those beasts' eggs each time you cast the spell. Tathar tried to explain the principle to me, but I had trouble following the complexities of it. Well, I think we already have that spell, but still. And Elvander. What way will take us the most quickly to Elvander? If it were merely a matter of which way would take the least distance, I would suggest you take the northern bridge, but I understand from my scouts that wyverns have been alighting in heavy numbers near there. It would be far less dangerous to travel to the far western bridge, and there cross through the sleeping glades, though you may have some difficulties dealing with them. From there, bear directly north until you reach Greyhorn. You will find an entrance to a subterranean ancient ruin there. Once you emerge from it, you will be very near the heart of Elvander itself. Let's talk about those sleeping glades. You said we might encounter some difficulty with the sleeping glades. It is one of Elvander's natural defences. Those who enter them suddenly find themselves quite drowsy, and will sleep for days on end. Many die in their sleep from lack of nourishment. Effective, if non-selective. I assume there is a way they may be crossed. It wouldn't be practical to live in a house for which there is no door. Though the sizes of the glades are variable, when you approach them, you'll experience a slight feeling of disorientation. There is, however, a little-known path that can carry you safely through them. The glades run parallel to a mountain range southwest of here, north of the river's fork. They are difficult to cross, but you may circumnavigate them. If you head to the fork of the river, then stay close to the mountains to the north, you should be untroubled by the glades. Interesting! What about ancient ruin? One nice thing about travelling underground, at least there's less chance of something dropping down on us from above. With all these wyverns flying about, I half expect one to come flapping out of nowhere any time I turn my head. You may not find you are quite so enthusiastic about the ancient ruin once you pass through it. We do not use it much. Please tell me it isn't infested with a brackner or something equally repulsive. Infested? An interesting description, but not in the way you may think. None of the elven blood may easily walk its corridors without some measure of dread. It is of the Valharu, then. The war leader assures us none of their ancient essence may touch us here, but the malevolence that permeates that place cannot easily be dismissed. We have not been so foolish, however, to leave it open to any that simply wish to enter. There is too great a danger something there has been unfound that is beyond our control. Only a few of the elves have a key that would unlock its doors. How are we going to get in, then? I will give Gorath the key I carry. That is all that is required. As simple as that? There is nothing simple about it. The force of will it has taken for Gorath to have come even this close to Elvander is monumental. Unless some reason for being there was of the utmost importance, he would have fled this forest long ago. I trust him. Well, that's good to know. And that's it. So, party's abilities have improved. What have we got? Stealth 72%. Crossbow accuracy 79%. You are better at sneaking now than Gorath. That is a thing. Okay, is there anything else here? There's something here. Over here there is this. Like a braided white snake, the rope slithered upward and into the trees. Grabbing the rope with both hands, Oywn pulled himself up, Gorath following close behind. At the top of the tree they found a small house with a strange elven-looking sign on the front. A shop, young Oywn. Shall we enter? Asked Gorath. Yes! A tall elf named Delsinad greeted them at the door and showed them inside. War leader Tomas has visited my shop many times, he boasted, as he brought out his items for sale. Ooh. I mean, this is a good selection of stuff. Silverthorn, crossbow. Do you want my armor? No! You have no use for such a thing. Also, you learned that spell. I don't know what the spell was, but you've learned it! Yay! I should have paid more attention. Do you want the gem? No! Okay, there's practically nothing we can do here. But still, nice to know. So this is that, and there is something over here as well, further to the east. There is a well. There is a well here. Well indeed. Also, totally need to remove, save here. And save somewhere new. Alright, what's the well? Drinking some water from a small well, they drank greedily. Then, stopping in long enough to fill their pouches, they packed up and prepared to leave. Oh, alright. Didn't do anything? Nope, all fine. Okay, so we have found the area off the beaten path that is, good to explore. And there's nothing here. Okay, so we were told that to get to the ancient ruin, we need to follow a mountain path. Okay, we could probably do that. Also, got to weave our way through here. We have... Right, the mountain path I think they're referring to is... There's a mountain path like here? We do want to go and check that out. There's also an area over here, too, that we could explore. I mean, what's the worst that we'll find out here? There's stuff out here. There's absolutely stuff out here. Also, we should probably rest. It's getting a bit late. Enemies? Wyverns? Ah, tents. Okay, let's have a look. The small military-style tent appeared to be empty. Tracks in the dirt nearby indicated a possible scuffle had occurred, and judging by the looks of them, Oywn was pretty sure he didn't want to stick around too long. Shall we go inside and have a look around, my young friend? Asked Gorath. Yes. Gorath approached the small tent cautiously. He stopped near the front flap and stood perfectly still. Are we just going to stand out here? Let's go in, Oywn said impatiently. He pushed past Gorath and reached for the tent flap, pulling it aside. The light of 1,000 suns exploded around them, kicking, turning, knocking them from their feet in a rush of magical wind and fire. Ow! Did we just end up triggering a trap? That was probably not good. Did that hurt? Oh, that hurt. That hurt a lot. Right, okay. Use that. So then you have room to use this, because we're gonna rest. We are absolutely gonna rest. You could have warned me about that, Gorath, before we poked our head in there and ended up blasting ourselves. Let's rest until... There we go. Actually, just rest until healed. It's not going to take much longer. Okay. Excellent. That is, one. There's one here, a little bit further up. What's this one? This place is abandoned. Maybe they left something behind we can use. Spoiled rations and another gem. Okay, that's fine. There's also apparently something over here. A little bit down and... Ah, there it is. This tent hasn't been lived in for some time. And the final one is more to the south by the... Is it this one? As Oywn approached the tent, he heard a gruff voice yell, "Who goes there?" "Oywn Belford and Thorgarth of the Elves," called Oywn. The tent flaps swung open and a large man joined them in the clearing. He introduced himself as Blake Puget, a former scout of King Liam of Rillanan. "What brings you all the way out here?" Oywn wondered. "I was treasure hunting in the Cadal when I heard news the moredhel were advancing on Elvander. The elves are paying me a pretty penny to keep the dark goits out." He eyed Gorath suspiciously, then continued. "Haven't had too much trouble yet, but the blasted wyverns have kept me on my toes." He laughed a deep booming laugh, then fetched them some fresh water for their pouches. They thanked him for his hospitality, then left. Okay, that was a lot better than it could have potentially been. I mean, it could have been a nasty encounter. There is something to the north that I'm going to be checking out. It's probably going to be terrible. Have I ran right past it? Probably. No, it's right in front of me. It's this here. It's a lockbox. Ooh, haven't seen one of these for a while. Holes at the top, holes at the bottom, holes in the middle, but still it holds water. Holes at the top, holes at the bottom, holes in the middle, but it still holds water. I'm trying to think. Holes at the top, holes at the bottom. Oh, hang on. I think I know what this is. It all depends on if there's an S at the beginning. Yes. The P gave it away. What has tons of holes but can hold water? A sponge! Ooh, emerald. A two-use one of those, which is wonderful, because I really want one of those. And nothing else, really. Oh, we're just hoarding money here at this point. Okay, I think we can't do much else on this side. Yeah, the only thing we could probably find on this side is Doom. Yeah, we're gonna just head south. We need to find the road. The road is somewhere around here. There's the road. Okay. We have things we need to sell. So let's go sell them. Meow. That is not the way I want to go. I want to... Actually, no, that is the way I want to go. I do want to head, southwest, because that will bring me back to the main road. Also, it's getting dark. We are likely to be killed by the magic guarding this place. I was gonna say a grue, but, wyverns are probably more dangerous. So south we go. Over here. Get to the store, and we have things to sell. Oh my, do we have things to sell. Okay, wait, do you have... You have grey tower plate. Okay, I could just go back and do the thing in the Mapwood Cadal with the grey tower plate. You know, I was like, we could find some grey tower plate. There's literally grey tower plate here. Just buy that. We have tons of money. It's worth buying it. absolutely worth buying. We could even haggle it down. 600? You know what? Sure. Absolutely, we'll do that. So, give you 5, and I want you to buy 7 more rations. Haggle? Sure! Anything else you want to sell? 14? I mean, might as well do that. Might as well fix that up a little bit. Do I want to sell this? 28? Sure. And when we come back, folks, we're going to quickly pop back into the Makmordankadal so that I can do that thing with the Grey Tower Plate, and then we will go and try and get into the ancient ruins. Hopefully the ancient ruins will have no particular... Okay, there are going to be absolutely loads of things that are going to try and kill us in there, because we were told by Callan that that is what we'd find. Didn't say it in as many words, but we're going to. Will we be able to deal with them? That's something we'll find out, but I hope we can. And so, I'll catch you next time, folks, and I'll see you then. Later.